The biggest misconception, or maybe the biggest misinterpretation, is that wrestling is fake. This is my pet peeve, because I will show you wrestling is not fake. Okay. Yeah, I didn't put my hand down. I really did break my neck. I really did have to get surgery. I really did fall in a weird way or whatever. Like, say it's predetermined, it's scripted, whatever you want, but do not tell me wrestling is fake. And that goes for men and women.
Wrestling requires a massive amount of strength and conditioning, and even then, the risks are very real. How do wrestlers stay in peak performance while traveling around the world? And how do they cope when disaster strikes? This is how 7 women have sacrificed their bodies, all in the name of professional wrestling.
Shoulder to the midsection. Diamante was a step ahead. Oh, now just choking her over the middle rope.
Up until this last year, my mother was like, no.
Oh, she changed her mind. What is this? Oh, nice. I love this girl's attitude.
She hated it. Like, and not because it's wrestling or whatever, but it's because of my health. I went to college for a year. That didn't last too long because I got sick at the beginning of it. I dropped like 30 pounds in a month, and then they were just trying to figure out what is wrong with me. And then that's when I found out, of course, that I had Crohn's disease and everything. I actually had went to the doctors, and the lady was like, oh, you have ulcers in your stomach. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Went home, went to use the bathroom, and nothing but blood came out of like my orifices. So I was like, my dad came in, he was like, you look like death. And he's a preacher, so I was like, anytime he mentions death, I'm like, maybe I should listen. And I was like, oh, I just want to take a nap. And they're like, I was like, Ariel, I think you need to go to the hospital. So we were in the back of my mom's car. I flatlined. Yeah, everybody talks about their whole like near-death experiences and stuff like that. So like I had my near-death experience, and then I woke up and I was in the hospital, and then they were like, oh, we gotta do a CAT scan. And I was like, oh, I must be really sick. And the doctor came back and he was like, you have 30 minutes, give or take. He's like, and then your intestines are gonna burst and there's nothing we can do for you. And now my mom was like, if you would've went to sleep, she's like, you wouldn't have woken back up. And I was like, okay. So they prepped me 10 minutes flat, and I was in surgery, and I got like 1.5 feet of my intestines taken out, which is why I have this cool scar here going up and down my belly button. Yeah, it's like a little reminder of what I've been through. Yeah.
I'm 26 years old, and I've already had 2 surgeries. So I've had a knee surgery in the summer of 2016. I had completely severed my meniscus, but they were able to stitch it back together and send me on my way, and I got a fantastic working knee now. But when I came back, like, things were better than ever. I was like being booked all these new places, had all these new promotions. I wrestled Thursday, Friday, twice on Saturday, and then in Rhode Island on Sunday. I am confident that my neck like completely broke on that last match. When it happened, when I took that bump, my thoughts in my head were like, I know where I am, I can move my fingers, I think I'm okay. I'm able to say like, I don't think my neck was great. But like right after that, I was like, okay, I feel normal. I'm just gonna keep wrestling. And I probably wrestled for like 7 more minutes after that. After the match, I was like, my neck kind of hurts. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna drink some beer. Like, it was the first match on the whole card. And then I was urgent care, did like a few tests, like they squeeze your fingers, and they're like, you squeeze my fingers and like try and do this. And they were like, we can't help you, you have to go to the ER. In the ER, I had my mom with me, my little sister, Rob was with me. Everyone was crying except for me. I was just smiling, and I was like, it is what it is, guys. Like, I don't know what to do. I was smiling the whole time, like, it's okay. I'm gonna have surgery, I guess. But I think it was just like so grim that like my brain could not process it. I didn't even want to ask if I could ever wrestle again. So my first question was like, oh man, I'm never gonna be able to ride roller coasters again, aren't I? And he was like, I mean, I wouldn't worry about that right now. And I was like, oh. But like the next week, I was like, I'm not working, I'm not wrestling, I'm not doing anything. I can't even leave my house. I can't even walk around without this damn brace on. The brace was like, ugh, that sucked. I wore that for 3 months.
Crohn's disease, it affects more than your GI tract. It affects your bones. It's your whole entire body. It can mess with your whole entire body. Anything can happen from it. The most difficult thing is getting over my own self. Last year, I was like, all right, it's been 11 years, and you continue doing the same thing, thinking that, oh, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. And I was like, it's time for a change. Time to change the diet, time to change the attitude, time to get into the gym, time to be like focused completely and stop trying to blame the disease on everything. Like part of it is that I have to put forth the effort. So just getting over myself was really difficult. Just to be like, okay, I can do this. This disease will not hold me down. I'm not gonna let it run my life. This has been, the past like 2 years, has been the most active I've been able to wrestle. Like even with my dips with Crohn's and stuff like that, even last year when I had my dip, like I feel like I'm just now starting. Like even though I've been doing this for 5 years, it's been 5 years on and off because of how sick I was. And so now that I'm on medicine, this is my first full year without being sick. Like usually December, sick. All the way through February, March, like I can't do anything. So like now I feel like I'm just now starting. I'm just now starting to gain some speed, some momentum. I feel like I can do this for the next like 5-10 years, and like then I'll be like, okay, cool.
All right, I want to swing this, like pop my hips. I got cleared to start wrestling again in August. Push them up. Oh, okay. I don't have the same fearlessness I did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm definitely a lot more cautious when people are like, do you want to do this? I really think about it. I am more driven in a sense because I don't feel like I have time to mess around. I like understand the weight of what we do. People always say that when you're young, you feel invincible. I didn't think I felt invincible when I was young. But now, like post-surgery and like where I am now, I realize like I felt pretty frickin' invincible before. And I think the lack of that made me realize like what I did have before.
I've had some pretty tough injuries. And, oh man, most of that game is mental. Because the physical, this is what you want, this is what you do. You're gonna get there. It's the mental blocks, that's the real challenge. And as a professional wrestler, your body is, this is how we make money. If I don't get in that ring, chances are if I'm not signing autographs or doing an appearance, I'm not getting paid. There's no workers' comp in wrestling. There's no paid time off. None of that jazz. None of it. It was rough. I had no insurance, no job, and had to pay for rehab out of pocket. A lot of people would have quit going through what I've gone through, and I went through my injuries back to back to back. There was no like in between breaks. It was all just mental breakdown after mental breakdown after mental breakdown, to the point where I honestly didn't know if I was gonna come back. If you let your mind eat you alive, it will consume you head to toe. For the most part, I feel like I was up to my neck in my own consumption, and I broke out of that at the very last second. Ask me why I'm still a wrestler. Because I want it that damn bad.